On this video, I am continuing a harmony of the Gospels. What I'll be doing is reading the harmony in English to be able to cover a broader spectrum, and then do another one later in the polyglot languages. But I'm going to be reading the authorized version, and I've already done Mark 1:29 to 34, dealing with the healing of Peter's mother in law. So now we're in Matthew 8:14 to 17. And it reads, And when Jesus was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother lying sick of a fever. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her. And she arose and ministered unto him. And when even was come, they brought unto him many possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirits with a word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Himself took our infirmities and bare our diseases. Notice in this account in Matthew, we see Jesus' miraculous miracle of healing the fever of Peter's mother in law, and how he just touched her and ministered to her, and she was healed. And then they brought to him many that were possessed with demons, and he cast out the demons. Uh, Notice the spirits with a word. He just spoke, and they responded, showing his authority over the demonic realm. And then all of this, Matthew says, was fulfilled by Isaiah 53:41 or 53:4, saying that he bare our diseases, took our infirmities. And I think in this particular use of Isaiah 53, it's simply saying he took them away. He bore our diseases and removed the infirmities. Something very different in Jesus than a lot of healing in meetings that people talk about today. Not everybody's healed. Where Jesus healed everyone, it says the sick were brought to him, and all that were sick he healed. Again, Jesus, very different as the God man from what people often who claim to be faith healers, for example, they don't have this kind of success at all. Jesus is the great healer, and he's the one that Matthew says healed everyone that came to him. Then we want to read in Luke 4:38 to 41. It reads, And he rose up from the synagogue and entered into the house of Simon. And Simon's wife's mother, was holden with a great fever, and they besought him for her. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. And immediately she rose up and ministered unto them. He just speaks, rebukes the fever, and it left her. Again, showing the authority of Jesus over disease. Luke is making that so clear. And when the sun was setting, all they that had any sickness with divers diseases brought them unto him, and he laid his hands on every one of them and healed them. Notice everyone was healed, and they had different diseases, and Jesus healed all. Again, showing that he is truly the God man and truly the the great healer. The devils also came out from many, crying out and saying, Thou art the Son of God. Even the demons recognized his authority, for they knew him previously, before their fall. And rebuking them, he suffered them not to speak, because they knew that he was the Christ. They knew that he was the Christ. And I remember sort of a humorous incident when I was in seminary years back. The professor said, "Isn't it interesting that the demons knew who Jesus was, that he was the Christ? But some scholars who discredit the Gospels don't know that." So the demons knew that he was the Christ, where many who read the Gospels as myth don't understand that. And I thought it was an interesting comment that my professor back then made. I'm going to stop there and continue reading through the life of Christ, looking at the English for an overview, reading the authorized version, and then continuing my polyglot reading in a very slower kind of read. The Lord bless in the worship and study of Jesus Christ.